He's been called the People's Pope for his compassion for all and his mission for mercy. Pope Francis is on U.S. soil this morning, waking up for a monumental tour where many of the faithful will flock to celebrate and honor him. Good morning, Michiana. It's Wednesday, September 23rd. I'm Emily Evans.
And I'm Rachel Brown. It's an exciting time for those expecting to witness the humble Pope. ABC 57 is bringing you dedicated coverage.
But first, before we get to all of that, we want to get your morning started with a check of the forecast. And ABC 57 weather specialist Shay Sorensen joins us in the Weather Center now for that. Good morning, Shay.
Good morning, ladies. Well, definitely a cool start to the morning. Some of us starting off in the mid to even upper 40s, so definitely light jacket territory. Bring that with you. As for your temps over the last 12 hours, well, we dropped down into the 50s right around 11 o'clock late last night. Now down to 52, clocking in at the 7 a.m. hour. So we'll go over all that and more in your full forecast in the next 10 minutes.
A historic visit in the United States is underway for Pope Francis. Today will mark the first full day the Pope is in America.
It's something many parishioners, faithful and alike, have been waiting for. The papal plane touched down yesterday at Joint Base Andrews with lots of people there cheering his arrival. Thousands of people will descend upon Washington, D.C. today just to lay their eyes on the pontiff. One of those people excited to see the Pope is Fort Wayne South Bend Diocese leader Bishop Kevin Rhodes. He sat down with ABC 57 anchor Drew Gardner detailing the importance of this visit and the world meeting of the families.
So there's a lot of scholars who come, a lot of talks, a lot of discussions about how we can strengthen the institution of marriage and family in our culture. I think here in our country especially, we have a crisis. We have a lot of challenges in family life. And I think it's very providential that we'll be able to focus on our country in a particular way.
The World Meeting of the Families isn't until later this week, but along with Bishop Rhodes, about 300 holy leaders will be attending, including several others from Michiana.
And as that day approaches, the pontiff's schedule is packed, filled with lots to do.
Today, a crowd holding thousands are expected outside of the White House to witness a jubilant reception for the Bishop of Rome. ABC 57 is providing you extensive coverage of the People's Pilgrimage.
ABC 57's Andrina Sentlever is there live in the nation's capital near the White House, where all of the events start in just 2 hours.
Good morning, Rachel. Yeah, I'm out here outside of the White House. The White House kicks off Pope Francis' first full day in Washington, D.C. About 20,000 people will be in attendance while the President and First Lady greet the Pope, and the Pope will give remarks in English. The Pope will then take off in the Pope-mobile for a parade-type route through parts of the National Mall. Next on the agenda is a midday prayer with 300 U.S. bishops at St. Matthew's Cathedral, followed by an address in Spanish. Lastly, for the busy pontiff will be a papal mass canonizing Father Junipero Serra. This is a saint who did missionary work in California and will be the first saint canonized in the United States by the first pope from the Americas. Now, there are a lot of events going on today, and a lot of high-profile people got tickets to those events. It took a lot of effort, but there are some in Michiana who will be participating in today's activities. So coming up on the CW News at 7:30, hear about those folks from Michiana who will be here in Washington, D.C. Reporting live in Washington, D.C., I'm Andrina Sentlever, ABC 57 News.
As Catholics around the country rejoice at the Pope's presence, other denominations are also welcoming him, even some right here in Michiana. Pastor Lucas Miles of the non-denominational Oasis Granger Church may not agree with all of the ideas of the Catholic Church, but he definitely agrees with the rest of the world, saying the Pope has progressive ideas. Miles says the Pope is challenging the traditional concepts of the Catholic Church.
ABC 57 is honored to take you inside the events and happenings surrounding the People's Pilgrimage. This historic Tri-City visit could be a staple of the century. Stay with ABC 57 News as we continue to bring you coverage along the Pope's journey both today and all week long.
New this morning, an investigation is underway in Berrien County where a sheriff's deputy was injured. He was responding to a home where 2 people were held at knife point. It happened on 24th Street yesterday afternoon. ABC 57's Rosie Woods is looking into the incident. And Rosie, how did this all start?
Hey Rachel, yeah, this all started yesterday. We're not exactly sure as of now. They're still looking into all of that, but I've been talking to residents all morning long at local gas stations and here on the road where it actually happened. It's the 49,000 block of 24th Street, and I was talking to residents, as I said, at the local gas station this morning. One of those residents actually saw the entire thing happen. She didn't want to go on camera or identify herself, but she is a local school bus driver. She drives up and down this street every day, and she says that it was very strange to see cop cars outside in the morning while she was picking kids up, and then in the afternoon when she was dropping them off, there was even more cop cars, their lights were on, and it seemed like an active scene. So with that said, here's what you actually need to know about this situation. What we know so far from a press release is that 2 people had been allegedly held against their will at knife point. Upon arrival, deputies had contact with the victims who reported that they had escaped from the suspect and the home, and then they called 911 for the police. Now, the suspect also allegedly slashed 2 of the tires on the victim's vehicle parked nearby, and the 36-year-old male suspect had barricaded himself in the residence and was still armed with the knife that you can see on your screen when police got there. Now, a standoff ensued for over an hour before the suspect surrendered. Now he's facing at least 4 felony charges, including felony assault, attempted kidnapping, and assault on an officer. Now, I am working to try to figure out if the victims can talk to me, if anyone else on the street wants to talk to me as they wake up this morning, as well as who this suspect is. We know he's 36 years old, but I'm still working to get different records to find out who this person is, but I will have more information for you coming up later this morning. I'm live in Van Buren County. Rosie Woods, ABC 57 News.
Also new this morning, a woman who worked at Ivy Tech Community College is waking up behind bars in the St. Joseph County Jail.
Yeah, police say she stole money from the college bookstore. ABC 57's Evan Siri broke this story. He joins us now from the school with the details. Evan, good morning.
Good morning, Rachel. 34-year-old Fahima Fowler worked for the bookstore here at Ivy Tech before she was arrested yesterday. Police say Fowler had been embezzling money for months starting in July. Police say Fowler would ring up an item and then cash it out as if it were a return before taking the money. South Bend police don't know how much money was stolen in that 3-month time period, and the bookstore is conducting an internal investigation. This isn't the first run-in with the law for Fowler. Fowler's record shows 10 different counts, including a Class D felony in 2002 in LaPorte. According to Fowler's Facebook, Fowler is a sister of Karima Fowler, South Bend's current chief deputy city clerk. At this time, Fowler is still in the St. Joseph County jail. The investigation is ongoing to determine just how much money the bookstore lost over this period of time. Reporting live in Ivy Tech Community College this morning, Evan Siri, ABC 57 News.
Michigan City Police are calling on the community for information after a shooting left 1 person dead and another 2 injured. Police say shots rang out on Salem Street Monday night where 4 people were sitting in a parked car. Another car approached and someone inside that car opened fire, then sped away. One of the people in the car died. He's identified as 24-year-old Darius Howard. 2 others went to St. Anthony's Hospital. The 4th person was not injured. If you know anything about this shooting, call police.
Police in South Bend are looking for a serial tire slasher. They say someone cut tires on at least 8 cars on Arabian Court. Police believe it happened between late Monday night and early Tuesday morning. When police got the call about 2 tires slashed, they responded and saw other cars had also been damaged. If you have any information on who could be doing this, give police a call.
South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg's move to fix up or tear down 1,000 homes in 1,000 days has proved successful. The mayor has announced that in an attempt to clean up the city's blight, they've taken care of more than 1,000 vacant and abandoned homes, and they did it 3 months early. Now neighbors have new concerns. They say they worry where homes were demolished, overgrown grass will emerge.